Absolutely. Yeah, one of the things that we wanted to talk about as well, following the tour itself, was I think it would be rude not to talk about Tommy himself. I know Isaac was made up yesterday when he had the chance to see him on FaceTime after the event, which was obviously totally unexpected, even from my point of view, because I know, I'm a fan of Tommy's myself as well. I've been fortunate to see him at a few events when we lived in the Middle East. He is back from the US a little bit earlier than expected. Obviously, didn't make the FedEx Cup playoffs.
Positive.
No, but it just interesting to see. After his success in stateside, where do you feel this sort of leaves him? Obviously, excuse me, we've got the PGA Championship, we've got the Ryder Cup coming up later this year, the race to Dubai. So obviously, there's still a lot to play for. How would you sort of assess his playing situation at the moment?
Well, I would think it's Tommy just struggling for form was kicked off, I think, by his driver just not quite cooperating. So right from being a junior golfer, when I first met him, he loved it in the driver, and he's been one of the best drivers on the European Tour and the PGA Tour, and that's just gone slightly skew with. And I think Tommy knows exactly what it is, and he's wrestling it. So that's made it difficult for him. There were a few alterations to his schedule this year. He didn't play as much as he normally did. We've got the COVID. He's got a young son. I haven't spoke to Tommy in any detail about it. It's entirely his business. There's been a few changes going on, and I think he probably just needs a bit of a breather, get back in Europe, and just re-establish what he wants to do. I think he said on the FaceTime yesterday, didn't he? He was going to meet his dad at Formby. I mean, his dad was my partner in the alliance.
Okay.
He's not a brilliant golfer, but he's a very positive thinker.
Yeah.
And with his handicap, I think he's about a 14 handicap. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think Tommy will just want to reset, listen to what his dad says, which was what he said to us yesterday.
Yeah.
And just can't think of quite the right phrase. Just recalibrate and then go again.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that I don't know whether it's something that you can provide insight. You've obviously played to a high level yourself, but something that we're keen to learn more of is just the sheer intensity of what these guys are expected to do week in, week out. And I think that, there's a perception that there's a lot of glitz and glam, playing in these top tournaments, but fundamentally there comes a time on a player's, their personal life is impacted. They're spending time away from their family. They're traveling from state to state, country to country, sleeping out of hotels. There's even though it looks so glamorous on the outside, obviously trying to perform at the highest level all of the time. I think there's often elements where in a player's career where they just need to take that little bit of a back step, sort of reboot, like you say, recalibrate, and then just go again. How would you sort of, over the years with Tommy's career, have there been times where he's been required to do that, or what would you say?
There has, yeah. There was one time he was close to losing his European Tour card, if I remember correctly. And I think he needed to finish like a top 10 finish in South Africa, and his dad went to caddy for him then. And he just did it. He just squeaked through, which could have been a big setback early on.
Yeah.
But, it is a tough life. Don't get me wrong. People are living out of a suitcase. We see the ones right at the top. Yeah. But just a few levels down, there's people just hanging on. So, I always like it if kids want to say they want to be professional golfers. But sometimes, occasionally overexcited dads, I say, you're only seeing the top. It's a tough way of life. And that's what I say to the kids, like we were talking about before. If you don't quite make it or you get distracted by other things on the journey, you're normal. Welcome to being one of us. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it at all. And it's those people who don't get distracted. Tommy was one of those who's got that drive. And people who are exceptional performers, they get up enthusiastic every day.
Yeah.
and it's a gift, and it can be cultivated, but it's not easy to do. Tommy probably just needs a little bit of a breather and come back again.